Welcome to this overview video of the basic layout of the menu areas and what your automation platform can really do. So a couple of things to notice before we get started here is that what you see in your specific menus of the web application may differ depending on what access level you have. So if there is anything in the menu that doesn't pop up for you, just chat with support. It may be that that is a different access level. Secondly, if you're using a mobile device, there is a custom mobile app. So that has different functionality, and the web platform is designed to be used on a desktop or a laptop computer. So if you're watching this on a mobile and you're going to follow along on your own web application, then I strongly encourage you to use a desktop or laptop device. So having said that, let's dive in and have a look at all the different areas of your platform and where you go to achieve different functions. Now finally, before we really get started here, I'm going to cover everything very briefly here. There are, of course, dozens of extra videos showing you how to use each individual feature, okay? Including this first area here, the dashboard. So there is a video covering the dashboard specifically, but this is the page that you'll see when you log on, and this is showing you the general metrics that you need to know, the key metrics about your business in relation to leads, how many there are, how many are in a closed or is in a won position, and how much value is sitting in your pipeline, your conversion rates, and all different things here which we go through in the dashboard video itself, okay? So moving on, the next area of your menu is the conversations area, okay? So conversations, if you have that, are where you're actually going to be interacting with your leads or contacts. And again, there'll be a video on that, but it's basically where you can send emails, SMS, even Facebook Messenger. Whether or not they're manual messages or automated messages, you'll see an entire conversation thread here. Your opportunities area is where you'll manage your pipelines, right? So basically a pipeline is a sales process moving through various steps. So you might have just 2 or 3 steps, or you might have 20 steps. Depends on your individual pipeline. And again, there's a video explaining the opportunities and how the pipelines work. Just know this is where you can track where your leads are in terms of your entire sales process. The marketing area is a drop-down where you can access a number of marketing functions. So the first of which is campaigns. Your campaigns area is where you set your automations, as in your sequences of emails, calls, text messages, whatever it is that you're running. And again, that's covered in the campaigns menu. Bulk requests are where you will send out, think about newsletter broadcasts, or just send out a campaign, whether it's one email or a whole sequence, to an existing list of contacts. Okay, so that's our bulk request area. Trigger links is where we set specific links that we can trigger actions off, and we can also do things like add a person's contact detail to a specific link. So if, for example, it's going to a form or a calendar entry, that person won't have to fill in their details, because if you were sending to them from your platform, you already have their details, it'll send it with it. So that's an example of what you can do with trigger links. Or you might choose to have a certain action happen based on when someone clicks a trigger link. All right, moving on here, Form Builder is where you build in things like your opt-in forms, your lead forms for your pages, whether you're using them here in the platform or a different web builder. That's where you create your forms. Surveys, very similar to the Form Builder, but of course that's where you build your multiple step surveys. And then we have SMS and email templates and HTML builders. These are covered in another video, all about other ways you can customize your communications with your clients. Okay, the reporting area is also covered in a different video on statistics, so I'm not going to go through that right here. And again, it depends on your access level as to what you see here. Scheduling is your calendar area. Okay, so scheduling is where you will manage any existing bookings that you have, manage those appointments, maybe mark them as shown up or a no-show, and you can also set appointments there. There'll also be a second function here called appointments, and that is how to see all your appointments via a particular list. And you can sort that in various orders depending on maybe it's date added, date descending, or just what's going on today, right? So again, that's covered in the video all about scheduling. Reputation management is also covered in a separate video, but this is where you'll access your reviews and review requests. The contacts area, and by the time you're watching this video, this may have already merged, but contacts and smart lists will shortly be merged. So I'm only going to show you smart lists here briefly, is basically the view of all the different leads in your system and all the options that you have there about how to filter that list and take various actions on using that list. Again, that's covered in a specific video about smart lists. Manual actions area shows you a number of calls or SMSs that you've set yourself as manual actions. You may have heard of features called power dialers. Basically what this allows you to do is take a series of manual steps, but very, very, very quickly in a short space of time by having one just flow to the next. Again, that's covered in a specific video about manual actions. Contact requests, if you have an ability on your account to bulk import contacts, if you have that access, then this will show you a history of where you have imported contacts into your system. Okay, the next area, and again, this will depend on your access, is funnels and websites. There are 3 areas here potentially. Your funnels, which is where you will actually build your sales funnels. Your websites, which is the website builder, and then your membership area. I won't click that right now. That will take me to my actual membership platform. Okay, that's to do with online courses. Then we have triggers. Now, triggers are basically, if you think about the actions that your platform will take on an automated level, when something happens, another action will occur. So, for example, if someone was to fill out a particular form and you want the system to take an action, maybe send them an automated campaign, maybe notify you or a member of your team, maybe move the stage that they're in a sales pipeline, all these things happen in the triggers area. The online listings area we will again cover in a different video. Phone calls is where you will see your call stats and number pool, again covered in separate training. And finally, the settings area just here, which will show you where you adjust each individual area of your settings. That is an entire video on its own, and likely the video that you jump to next. So that's a very quick overview for you of your automation area, your dashboard, everything that you see, and I will see you in the next video.